Today I'm talking with Daniel Lundstedt from Intinor. Now, Intinor is a company that, in this new era of streaming everywhere, we've all come to know and love. Daniel, just give us the two-sentence introduction to Intinor as a company.
Thanks, Dick, and nice to be here again. Happy to be a part of the KITPLUS weekly instead of daily. But yeah, we've been working hard on getting our name out there, and it feels good to hear you say that. We've been talking a lot about interoperability, and during this pandemic, I think it's more relevant than ever for broadcasters to have the possibility to receive from different manufacturers and sources, and I think that's what Intinor is all about, and having interoperability over public internet.
Terrific. Well, today we want to talk about 5G, and to introduce the discussion, you've recently done some work with broadcasters and emergency authorities in Sweden. We've got a short video that explains what we've done.
Har du fått upp drönaren nu? Ja, nu har vi fått upp drönaren. Som sagt, angreppsvägen är fri. Inga direkta hot och risker, men jag tycker...
I en framtid med ett utbyggt...
In the future, when 5G is fully operational, a drone will be able to fly to an accident site and send a video feed back to the ambulance. Like here, at a staged accident at the University Hospital in EMEA.
Här kan vi redan se på bilderna här att det här är en definitivt svårt skadad patient och vi kommer att behöva ett stort traumalarm av akuten. Ja.
Drone and reporter camera were connected to our direct link encoders, which use 5G modems. This staged accident was streamed live to the morning show at TV4, one of Sweden's largest TV channels. Feeds from the drone, from the ambulance, and from the reporter were all streamed over 5G. Using our own transport protocol, Bifrost, we were able to create the first ever 5G remote production in Sweden. The benefits of 5G in live streaming is known for many people in the broadcast industry, but this test shows that 5G could also become a future lifesaver and play an essential role in keeping rural communities alive.
That's really interesting. First of all, because of the fantastic quality of the images, but also because you were sharing those images between broadcast services and the emergency crews in the exercise. So it's clear that 5G is very flexible. But let's go back to the basics. What is 5G? Can we try and get a grasp on what makes 5G new and different?
Yeah, and there's a lot to talk about and a lot more to learn about 5G. But I would focus on the possibility of having a higher throughput, being able to send more data, more video, higher resolution, so on. But also the super low latency that will be offered with the small cell network that 5G will offer.
So it's a different structure. It's a different sort of cellular network, is it?
Yeah, and with the small cell network that they usually talk about will offer more connection points and having the possibility to have this higher throughput, higher bit rate to, for example, make the transition to 4K or send multiple cameras. We're always talking about remote production these days, and sending multiple cameras from the venue back to the MCR will be crucial or critical for broadcasters coming up.
Yeah, so I mean that really is remote production in that the camera source is going all the way from the camera to the broadcaster, wherever that is, over 5G.
Yeah, definitely, and then also adding on the lower latency that this can that 5G will offer. the remote production capabilities will be even better to create both quick communication, but also to give the equipment and the transport protocols and whatever, give that equipment better circumstances to create a robust and reliable transmission.
Yeah, so the low latency is obviously very exciting, and the capabilities for higher bandwidth. So where do you think it's going to be used? Who's going to be in there first?
Yeah, I think that well, we've already seen a lot of tests. We've seen some tests from the US, big arenas that have 5G, and I think that's where we'll see the quickest adoption, where you can build a very controlled environment. You can build a 5G network within the arena, have it outside, so you can follow the tailgating outside of the arena, and you can get a more interactive view of the sport event. So sports is the quick answer for this.
Yeah, you can imagine if we ever have sports again, it might be a I don't know, World Cup football, and you could start by joining each team at their hotel and follow them as they go to the stadium before the match.
Exactly, and the possibilities that 5G will offer to get all of this content in. Content is king, right? So I think the producers will love this, being able to have more cameras and being able to create a more interactive and better storytelling with more cameras.
5G is new. It's the newest cellular service, but it's still essentially a cellular service. So users will be sharing their the bandwidth with other users. Is contention likely to be an issue, and how are you going to control that to create broadcast quality of service?
Well, like you said, it's still a cellular service, and you will be able to, or you will share, from my understanding. But the main difference, and what I mentioned earlier, is the small cell network. You will have more points of contact with your network operator. You will be able to. We are always talking about having different operators, different connection points, to get a more robust and reliable transport. So having 5G and more points of contact, you will be able to have a higher throughput, higher bandwidth, lower latency, and all of this.
So it is the smaller cells, the more cells, and therefore the more contact points that is going to keep the connectivity up.
Yeah, exactly, and also having a closer proximity from the site of producing to the tower that you're connecting to will of course give you a better connection.
So the 5G network has more points of contact, more cells. Does that make it more expensive to roll out, first of all, for the telcos, and then also for people using it?
Yeah, I think, well, especially for the telcos, to build the network that is that they need to offer a full 5G network to the customers. I actually talked to one of the chief engineers of Telia, one of the major operators here in Sweden. Telia was one of the companies that we did the test with, you saw earlier. So what they say is that they will, of course, start to expand their network, and they will build more and more towers. But they will also, a big difference for them will be that they will go from only selling cellular subscriptions to actually be a 5G network event reseller or reseller of events for industries, they see that a big business for them will be to create 5G networks for a specific event, or to help our industry. We have a lot of industry here in Sweden that will be looking for 5G connectivity in the future.
Terrific. I mean, that's interesting that the telcos are approaching it from a service point of view, a service to specific users like broadcasters. So I guess the final question is, then is what are the timescales? When will sufficient 5G coverage be out there for us to be able to use it?
I think that it differs a lot from country to country. Here in Sweden, we are actually waiting for the spectrums, the 5G spectrums, to be handed out to the operators. This will happen in September, October. The test that we did was with a 5G kind of bandwagon that had that have been moving around in Sweden to kind of work different use cases. I know you guys in UK have come further. Like South Korea has a massive built out 5G network. So I guess it's from country to country, and it's going to be interesting to see. We also, for us as a manufacturer, we're used to adapt to new technologies and hardware, so we're ready to go when the time comes.
Terrific. Sounds very good indeed. Daniel, great to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time, and good luck. We'll see you soon.